Hi everybody, it's Ralph American. Today I want to talk to you about morals and politics. Is there any place for morals in politics? Well, that's debatable. But I don't feel like we can legislate morals. We can legislate laws. But we really can't legislate morals. A good example of that was prohibition. We tried to legislate the immorality of drunkenness, and more people were drinking than ever. I'm also reminded of the story of Moses up on the mountain, and he writes out the 10 Commandments, and he's up there 40 days and 40 nights, and he comes down, and his face is shining with the glory of God. And then all the people down there, they thought that Moses had abandoned them, and so they were having one big orgy and party. Moses throws down the tablets. He ends up going back up there with God and writes them again. God writes them again. But God gets angry while Moses is up there, and God goes, I'm going to go down there and I'm just going to destroy all those people. Moses reminded God that, after the flood, he promised he'd never destroy people with a flood again, and that he also promised Abraham that Abraham and his seed would be multiplied for generations to come. So anyway, God repented. And that's a very interesting thing. You can look it up in the Bible. So then Jesus comes along. The Old Testament said if you wore cotton and wool together, you could be killed. So there are all kinds of laws and regulations. People, something that you consider immoral, some other person might not consider immoral. Now, this is not a presentation here on immorality. I'm just talking about morals and politics. That's it. So, when you try to regulate things, it just hasn't worked. And one of the reasons for that is the foundation of this country. And it says in here, in this book, by the way, this is We the People, the Constitution of the United States of America. You ought to get a copy. It's got the Constitution. It has the preamble. It also has in here all the amendments. There are 27 amendments. So this Constitution, it is written in the Constitution that this can be amended. Imagine that. It could be completely rewritten if the people of America want that. So there would be the place to legislate laws, would be in amendments to the Constitution. Or you could write letters to your congressman and you could say, I want this and I want that. Get petitions. You can petition the government. But here on page 19 in this book, the Constitution of the United States, where it starts out, the first paragraph says, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure blessings of liberty to ourselves, and so on and so on. The whole idea of America is the land of the free, home of the brave, land of the free. We're free here. I may do something you don't approve of. You may do something I don't approve of. My point is that there's no room for religion in politics. Now, I may be very religious. I'm not going to tell you that. That's really none of your business. But what is our business? All of our business is the Constitution of the United States of America. So we have to abide by this Constitution. And if we don't like it as a people, we can change it. We can amend it. And that amendment starts with petitions. So if you want to get a petition to petition about anything that we've discussed so far, or anything that you think of, you can do it. So on this thing about morals here, I want to go into this just a little bit more. Once we this is my opinion, once we rid ourselves of this need to have controlling morality from politics, which was never intended. Most of our forefathers were not Christians, they were deists. Look that up, Google it. They were men of repute, renown, highly intelligent. They believed in high morals and ethics, but they were not Christians, most of them. So Christianity came on the forefront here in American politics basically after the Civil War. Because remember, the Civil War, the American Civil War, you had the North believed God was on their side. The South believed God was on their side. They were a Christian nation, and both believed that the South believed that God was on their side. The North believed that God was on their side. And how could God be on both sides? And so as we get into really thinking and logic and a reason, trying to reason these things out, we have to come together and realize church and religion is for the church, and our politics is right here in the Constitution of the United States of America. Once we do that, and we get all this stuff, you know, we don't like gay marriage, don't marry a gay. We don't like abortion, don't have an abortion. If you want to take that further, take it to the next step so that it does become a law, an amendment to the Constitution of the United States, write your local congressman. Go to usgov.org, find out who your congressman is, and write him. That's all I have for today. God bless you, and God bless America.